Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss how to win the fight against adolescent obesity. We're specifically going to look at a young lady named Jane who's 14 years old. We're going to do some nutritional assessment, give her some recommendations for nutrition and physical activity, and then look at a 3-day menu plan for her. So at a recent physical with her physician, we found out that Jane is mostly sedentary, although she does have physical education at school 2 times per week. She weighs 152.9 pounds. She has a height of 5'2" or 62 inches and a BMI of 28.9, which it puts her in the 95th percentile for her age, which classifies her as obese. Her blood pressure, resting pulse, HDL levels, fasting blood glucose level, and hemoglobin A1C levels were all a little bit elevated and high. We want to try to see if we can help her get those levels back down to a healthy range. So her blood pressure was 125/82, her resting pulse was 80 beats per minute, her HDL was 36, glucose level was 116, and her A1C level was 5.5. So looking at her socioeconomic background, as we know, it's important to understand because that can really impact our nutritional choices in terms of finances. She does attend high school. She enjoys hanging out with her friends after school, which is great. And her physician mentioned that she's a pleasant girl. She did report that she likes to watch TV, so we want to see if we can help her make smarter choices about her screen time. Her parents are obese, and they do have a history of hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and type 2 diabetes, so it appears as if Jane is headed down the same track. We want to see if we can intervene and help the whole family, not just Jane. Her mom and dad did mention that they want to help her with some intervention, but I think it needs to come from the top down with them. And then she does have 2 younger siblings as well, and her parents unfortunately often report running out of money for food before the month's end, so they'd probably be good candidates for some federal nutrition assistance programs. Her nutritional background, her family reports often eating fast food for convenience and cost for dinner. It's something we certainly want to try to adjust and change, because it seems that a lot of her blood work issues come from situations that may be a result of eating fast food so often, such as saturated fat issues, sodium, those sorts of things. She does enjoy drinking soda, and she eats dessert almost daily, if not a couple of times a day after lunch and dinner. She does eat school lunch, and she is a chronic calorie overconsumption individual. So she, on an average over a 3-day span for a 3-day food log, had around 3,400 calories over what her nutritional need was. She also has a bit of an erratic dietary pattern based on that same 3-day food log. Some days she does great consuming her vegetables and fruits. Other days they're way low. Some days she does great consuming protein, and other days not so well. And the same for carbohydrates and fats. So in dairy, we want to see if we can level that out for her and get her some consistency. So the same 3-day food log that she had revealed a caloric overconsumption total of 9,402 over those 3 days, which broke down to around 1,782 per day more than she needed. Her diet was too high in added sugars, saturated fat, sodium, and cholesterol. Again, ties back to that fast food, heavy diet. Like I mentioned, she has that erratic dietary pattern, and she didn't report any water consumption, mostly only sugary beverages. So we want to see if we can change that for her. As we know, hydration is definitely important for someone her age, everyone obviously, but certainly a teenager. So some recommendations for Jane. We want to try to develop a personalized strategy that's meant just for her. And a lot of times at that age level, it's difficult for them to understand that we're trying to help them. But if we can meet her where she's at and then help her along by personalizing it, hopefully that will help her have a better level of accountability and buy-in. So step 1 would be to educate Jane and her parents on both her and their current health status, and then the repercussions of her dietary choices on her overall health and her parents, both now and later in life. Step 2 would be to highlight Jane's current nutritional habits and then implement small but attainable changes. For example, like I mentioned, drinking water in place of soda, maybe snacking a little bit more smartly. Based on her food log, it was evident that she doesn't always snack in the best way. It's often in junk food, and we want to see if we can switch that around for things that are they're energy dense but give her lots of energy. And it allows her to maybe feel like she can exercise a bit more. Step 3 would be to assist Jane in developing personalized nutrition and fitness goals. using a tool such as the USDA Super Tracker. Step 4 would be to provide Jane with resources for options regarding the implementation of physical activity to her daily routine, and then to discuss the importance of getting the 60 minutes of daily activity. And step 5 would be to help Jane's parents navigate the options available to them for food assistance programs, and then hopefully to provide them with some necessary skills to help with time management and meal planning and preparation, so that maybe they don't feel so rushed and that they have to get fast food, that they're kind of ready and prepared for their meals for the week and for the day. So we want to provide assistance with goal setting for Jane as well. And one of the ways that I like to do that is provide or create little acronyms to use with my clients and my patients. And for Jane, I'd like to implement what I call WIN, or WIN, and that will help us win that battle over obesity. So W stands for what is. So we want to help Jane determine what types of food are essential to eat for a well-rounded diet, as well as what not to eat, and how to develop those easy swaps for her to implement. So we want to understand what is, what is she eating, and how can we help her with that. The next thing is I, so what's important. And for Jane, it's going to be really important to understand how exercise can help her reach and then maintain a healthy body weight. And then N stands for now. So we want to provide Jane and her family with resources that can help her make responsible decisions that provide some instantaneous feedback in the now. And we know that teenagers are all about now. They love that instant gratification. So hopefully if we can help her choose to use her screen time and technology, which we know teenagers love, to track her food and her exercise and see how it instantly affects everything, that might be really helpful for her. So we want to help her understand what is good to put in her body for food, how important it is to exercise, and then how she can do things in the now to make a big difference later. And I'd also like to set some individualized goals for Jane. I want to help her work towards a body weight of 120 pounds and a BMI of 22. Anything between the 5th and 85th percentile is considered healthy, so 22 would be a good goal for Jane, and it's not too much of a stretch, I don't believe. That would be a weight loss of 32.9 pounds at a rate of 1 pound per week for 32 weeks. And again, that's a long duration, but I'd rather help Jane understand that this is an important switch to make that's going to take time, rather than have her think it's going to happen all at once and then she gets discouraged. I want to help her work up to exercising 60 minutes per day over a month's time, and help her ease into activity instead of launching headlong into it and getting too sore, and then getting discouraged and hopefully not getting injured. We don't want her to be injured either. So if week 1 she exercised for 15 minutes total, week 2 30 minutes, week 3 45, and week 4 60 minutes a day, that would be a great pattern to use. We also want to get her cardiovascular profile back in check. So we want her blood pressure 120/80, her resting pulse to be closer to 60 to 70 beats per minute, and then get her blood glucose, A1C, and HDL back to a normal range. It'd also be great to have Jane implement 3 goals of her own that she writes, that she has ownership over, to help with accountability and buy-in. And it helps with their performance-based, so she can easily track them and understand. So maybe walking a mile in a certain amount of time, or eating a certain number of vegetables in the week. Maybe, beating one of her siblings in the extramural competition that I'm going to discuss. Just different things that help her understand, like, yeah, hey, this is working and I'm doing well, and I can benchmark back to them and see how well I've done since then. So nutritional advice that I have for Jane is to start with easy switches to implement, such as swapping out sugary drinks, getting more water per day, cutting down on those foods heavy in sodium saturated fats and cholesterol, those fast foods. I want to help her parents plan a grocery list and meals that contain healthy foods and fit their budget and their time constraints. That's important as well. So the SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is a government, a federally funded program that would help them, I think, so I could help them get in contact with the right people there. And then emphasizing the right dietary pattern for the family, so whole grains, fruits and vegetables, lean meats, that are, foods that are lower in sodium, and those saturated fats and those cholesterols. It's also important for Jane to understand the caloric needs and amount of macronutrients that she needs to consume each day. So total calories she needs to have about 1,868 per day. If she needs to lose a pound a week, she would want to subtract about 500 from that total. But if she's going to be exercising, it may only be like 300 if she's burning around 200 calories per day exercising. For carbohydrates, she wants to have 110 to 304 grams a day. For fat, 52 to 73 grams a day. And for protein, 59 grams a day. And physical activity advice. So I mentioned the extramursals. That's one way we can implement more exercise during screen time, because we know it is going to happen with a teenager. That's like doing bodyweight exercises, doing the commercials, and making a competition amongst family and friends. So who can do the most push-ups or the most squats or jumping jacks during commercials. They could also go for walks as a family or with their friends after school. They could break up the activity. She could break up the activity into smaller chunks to start, so 3 to 20 minutes or 6 by 10 minutes. We know that from research that breaking things down into smaller bouts is sometimes more manageable to start. And then hopefully we can get her involved with her younger siblings and be a great role model for them, and that might help her feel some real ownership of her physical activity. So playing activity-based games together like Nintendo Wii, or shooting hoops outside, or playing tag together, those would all be great examples. And then I think, inevitably it would be great to enlist the help of an exercise professional. So they could help her take circumference measurements and body fat percentage that she can benchmark against to see her progress. They can individualize an exercise prescription that's written specifically for her to go in conjunction with her meal plan. And they can, most importantly, teach her proper form and technique, and then she can do her program at home, and they'll help meet her where she's at and design it so that she can make sure she can implement it at home. And they'll follow up with her monthly and be able to help her understand where she's been, where she is, and where she's going. So in terms of Jane's 3-day menu, one of the things I want to do is try to meet her where she's at as a teenager and give her foods that she likes to eat and enjoys eating, but maybe just with a fresher and healthier twist. So for breakfast on day 1, we gave her something that's easy to get in and eat on the way to school, like an English muffin, egg and cheese sandwich with some avocado for some healthy fat. For lunch, we gave her a pita sandwich with turkey or chicken lunch meat, of course low sodium, and some cheese, and then a side of grapes with that as well to give her that little bit of sweetness that she likes, but obviously it's a better choice for carbohydrate. For dinner, we gave her some chicken breast with broccoli and sweet potatoes, and hopefully that chicken breast is baked, not fried, to help cut down on that saturated fat level. For a snack, we gave her an apple with some peanut butter to get her a little boost of energy, but also get her some protein. We wanted to make sure she gets some milk every day for calcium levels. It's important for a young teenager, especially a young female. We gave her some pretzels with some mustard, it's unsalted, again, low sodium. And then some Greek yogurt with some honey to help sweeten it up. That might give her just a little bit of a taste of that sweetness she likes for dessert. And you'll see over on the right, there's a daily food group targets, daily limits. All of those things will help her understand where she's at and where she is with her daily intake. And that's all done with the USDA Super Tracker. So for day 2, she has some waffles with sliced strawberries, a little bit of maple syrup, but again, portion control is important. We want her to understand that she can have things to eat, but in moderation. We also made sure she started her day with some fluids, with some water and a cup of milk. For lunch, she has a Cobb salad, so it has lots of great protein in it, lots of great vegetables, just a lot of good things there for her. And maybe she could pack her lunch and take it instead of getting school lunch so often, and really personalize it for her, because of course they can't personalize it at school for her. For dinner, we gave them a turkey burger with some sweet potato fries. Again, they like to eat, they're used to eating that fast food kind of diet, and maybe the turkey burger would give them something that is kind of similar, but obviously a much better choice in terms of the fat level and the salt level. And then for snacks this day, we gave her lots of them. She has some almonds, some carrots, some crackers and cheese, some grapes, and then I also gave her a smart little dessert trick with a banana that you dip in chocolate with some nuts. So again, we're getting some good stuff with the nuts. Hopefully it's dark chocolate as well. We could talk to her about that being a better choice. And then the Greek yogurt as a snack throughout the day with the honey again. And then for day 3, for breakfast, she got a little bit of a scramble with some eggs, some onion and green peppers, and a small orange. Again, that little sweet level there hopefully will help her. For lunch, she has some chicken salad with some light mayo mixed with cranberries and chopped nuts. And then we put that in a pita for her, and also gave her hard-boiled egg for some really great protein. For dinner, we gave her some fajitas, an avocado, and some milk. And then for snacks, we gave her some chocolate-covered pretzels. Again, a little sweet hint there, some yogurt, some red raspberries, and some great fluids. So hopefully all of these things will help Jane do better. And I thank you for coming on this journey with me, and so will Jane.